So this here is an office PC, kind of. It might also be a media center or HDPC kind of usage, but what I'm going to do with it is something entirely different. I'm going to build a gaming PC out of this. Now, how do I plan to do that? Well, by adding some parts to it. So I was browsing my local Cash Crusaders, which is just kind of like, it's not a thrift store, but it's that same kind of vibe, like a bunch of secondhand parts, mostly electronics. And I saw this PC, and I saw that it's kind of cool looking. They always have these kinds of PCs at like cash registers and stuff like that. So I thought to myself, it looks quite unique, it looks quite cool. This would look cool in my, my entertainment setup, like as a little, it looks kind of like a hi-fi. And instead of that, I thought, well, it looks decently capable, so let's see if we can build a gaming PC out of it. And so I took a closer look at it. It has, of course, this unique chassis, which is like a mini form factor chassis, and then it comes with a DVD drive, which you would think it would. This is a Pro line PC, which are mostly used for office PCs, but like I said, they have different uses as well. And so this PC, I saw this 7th gen sticker at the front, and I thought to myself, well, that could be good. And I took a closer look. Now, this is a i5-7400, which in terms of gaming is quite a good CPU. It's not exactly high end, and it's not the newest thing, it's a 7th gen, but I mean, that is DDR4, it is a quad core, and it has 4 threads as well. So, not the most capable thing in the world, but for just the average gamer, this is more than enough. And I took a closer look. They had it hooked up to like a screen, and I just added, I picked up a mouse and keyboard and just took a closer look at the specs, and I saw that it also has 8 gigs of RAM. And so the price on this was 3,000 Rand, which is right about $200. And I said to the guy, I'll give you 2,500 for it. And he said 2,800, and I said 2,700, and then we shook on it. So I ended up paying right around $170 for this, maybe a little bit more, $180, $170. And so you might think to yourself, okay, well, that's cool, but how are you going to make a gaming PC out of it? Well, the thing is with these office PCs, these old office PCs, some of them are standard form factor in terms of the motherboard. Now, how you can mostly tell is the I/O shield. So if the I/O shield is removable for the most part, not always, but for the most part, you will be able to use this motherboard in a different box. Now, for some people, this box would be good. I know you get like low profile 4070s and stuff now, so if you could add something like that to this, then it would be a capable gaming PC, but you are sort of limited by these power supplies. And so my idea was, I'm going to remove this motherboard, I'm going to add some stuff to it, and put it in a different chassis. So that's the plan. You can see it has a decent amount of USBs. It's a decent output here. At the front it has another 4 USBs. So this is a very USB heavy system. Also comes with this little Wi-Fi card, which I'm just going to leave in here because I'm probably going to put different parts in here and then just sell this as an office PC, because people do buy office PCs quite a lot. So going to remove the motherboard, put it in a different chassis, which I bought, which I'll show you in a second, and then I'm going to add some parts to it. So this has 8 gigs of RAM, so I picked up the stick of Corsair Value RAM, secondhand from a website called Carbonite, which is just like a reselling website, secondhand website. And this isn't the fastest RAM, it's like 2400 megahertz, but this is an 8 gig stick, so it's going to have a total of 16 gigs. But when you're building PCs at this spec, the RAM speed isn't really the top of the priority. And then apart from that, I just went out and bought a little 120 gig SSD. This is just for Windows. For a PC like this, you're going to run games off of the hard drive. So I'm going to add a 2 terabyte hard drive to this. Now, I didn't know this, but I was just in the shop and the guy told me that, because I wanted to buy an NVMe drive for this because it is capable. It has one M.2 slot, and the guy told me that apparently South Africa has an NVMe storage deficit now, so you can't really find them. So that was news to me. The cheapest one they had was around like $80, and I wasn't going to pay that for this. So I got this for 300 Rand, 280 Rand, which is right around $15-20. The stick of Corsair RAM was also around $20. So $40 extra. So at the moment we're right around like $340, $240. And then I went and also from Carbonite got a second-hand 1070 Ti, which is still a very capable card even today. This is the MSI, I forget what it's called, but you know, the white shroud version, and this is an 8 gig card. It has a decent set of I/O. It has your display ports, your HDMI out, and a DVI as well. So it's a decent selection, and I think this is going to look great in the case that I got. The case is still sealed up, so I'm going to take that out in a second, and I'll cut to me showing you the case as well. Before I do that, let me just say I haven't made a video in a little bit. It's been about 2 months, so I apologize for that. I've just been super busy with other things, and yeah, I was kind of thinking maybe the YouTube isn't worth it, but the channel's still alive, you know, it's still getting a few views here and there, so I just decided to just continue doing it. There's no risk in, you know, I won't lose anything apart from my time, so I'm just going to keep working on the channel and we'll see if anything comes of it. I'm enjoying it, so I think that's all that matters. So in a second here, I'm going to show you the case. Stay with me. Alright, got it out of its box. You can see it's still brand new. There's the tempered glass sticker there. And this case is the FSP CMT 260. For the price, it's quite a good case. It's about $40. Now, it doesn't come with any fans except for the one at the back, but it doesn't come with any front fans or any top fans or anything. It does have these little removable filters. It has the one fan at the back. It has a power supply basement, so it hides your power supply. And overall, I just think it's a really nice looking case. It's quite basic, quite bold, I think. It's more just of like a square, sort of an NZXT type case, which I really like. Now, I don't know which fans I'm going to use yet. I have a couple of Cooler Master RGB fans, but I don't have a controller for them. So I might just use some old Cooler Master fans, which are just like normal one color fans. It just depends on what I have available, so we'll see when I do the build. Otherwise I might go out and buy a little, what do you call it, I just said the word and now I can't remember it, a little controller for them. So in terms of power supply, I'm going to go with this, which is a Raid Max unit. It is a 730 watt unit. You know, it's a decent unit, not one of the best, but not one of the worst either. It has, I'm not sure it has a rating, but if it does, it doesn't say it on here. But it's more than capable in terms of wattage. The computer I'm going to build needs about, well, the 1070 needs about a 500 watt power supply. This is a 730 watt one. At max, the computer might pull 200 to 250 watts. At peak, maybe 300, but I think this is going to be more than good enough for our purposes. So yeah, so I'm going to go with this unit. That's my case, and then in terms of fans, we'll see when we do the build. So that's it for the little discussion beforehand. I have all of my parts selected. Let's build it. Stay with me. So this is the result. I think it came out quite nice. It's always difficult to match the green aesthetic of a motherboard with anything, but I think this case hides it quite well because it's sort of like a tinted effect on the tempered glass, but it's not too tinted, so it looks quite nice. As I said earlier, I don't know what I'm going to do for fans. We'll see how it turns out, but I'm thinking I might just go and buy that fan controller and put it in the back so that we can control the lighting with the motherboard. I would need to check if this motherboard has ARGB support first, but regardless, this is the PC. If I spin it around, that's what it looks like. It's just a nice little case, not too expensive, decent materials. The front here is plastic, the sides obviously glass and metal. Yeah, it's just a nice little PC, and I think it looks quite nice. So for one last thing here, let's do a nice peel on this tempered glass. It always feels good. Okay, so with the PC done, let's get everything plugged in, get it hooked up. So here's the bolt, but I actually got fans. So I ordered some fans from an online shop close to me. Well, not close to me, one of their depots is close to me, called Take-A-Lot. And they have these Cool Moon RGB fans. And yeah, I'm going to be using these in this PC. Now I've used these before, but these are a new version. They look kind of different, so I'm curious to see what they're going to look like. Hopefully they're going to work well with this case. They come in packs of 3, so I'm going to use 4 fans, so I'm going to have 2 left over for another build. I'm going to put 2 on the top, 2 on the front. So that's going to be the fan situation. So I'm going to add those quickly, and then we'll see what this looks like. I think it's going to look amazing. Let's put the fans in. Let's do it. So there you have it, the FSP PC done. I think it looks quite nice. got a nice selection of modes to choose in terms of fan cycles there. I think it's a nice looking system. So in retrospect, I think it came out quite well. Obviously it's quite a big GPU for a smaller chassis, but I think the fans at the top and the fans at the front gives it a feeling of space because of the light that they create. And I think it looks nice. You can choose your static colors, you can choose your rainbow colors, you can choose to have flashes, whatever it is that you want to do. And I think the PC is filled up nicely. I like a PC that doesn't have too much open space, dead space. I like it to be filled up and for the space to be used well. Now, if I were to use this PC, I would probably go red. I might go green, maybe blue, but regardless, whoever ends up with the PC will be able to choose whatever color they like. So in any case, I think it came out quite well. This is not the cheapest PC to build. If you're talking about pricing, the GPU was around 2,300 Rand, that's around $150 for a 1070 Ti, which I think is a pretty good price. The case was 700 Rand new, which is around $40. The CPU, motherboard, and half of the RAM I got from a system that I ripped the parts out of. I showed you the system in the beginning of the video. So that was another 2,700 Rand, which is around $180, something like that. But then of course I have other parts that I can resell with that. That was maybe a little bit expensive. I added another 8 gig of RAM, so it has 16 gigs of RAM now, and that was also I think around $20. Put an SSD in it, I spoke about that earlier. That was 350 Rand, which is around $20. Power supply, I actually got for free, but it's a 700 watt one, which would cost around $50. It's a 700 watt RAID max unit. Hard drive, I think this has a 2 terabyte hard drive in it, I can't remember exactly, but that's another 40 or so bucks. So all in all, this is a above $500 system, probably around a $600 system if you add those up. I mean, 200 and it's about $600 more or less for a system like this. I'll put the accurate price in text in the video so you can see what it's actually worth, because I don't remember all of the prices exactly, but yeah, that's more or less what this is worth. And I think it's a good value because you're going to be challenging, like, you're going to be right between a Series S and a Series X in terms of performance, you know, and you're going to be right around the Series X PlayStation 5 sort of graphical settings. I wouldn't recommend pushing 4K with this, but when it comes to HD gaming, you'll get 60 plus FPS on any title you throw at it stably. So I think if you're someone that was thinking about a console, but then you saw PCs, and you know, PCs are very customizable and you can do what you want with them, you can play around with them like I'm doing right now. I think it's a fun challenge to build a PC yourself, and it's a fun challenge to pick the parts and create something that was your creation at the end of the day. And I think that that's something that if you want to be a gamer, that I would say is valuable to experience, because it's your machine that you made. So yeah, if you are looking at around the Series X PlayStation 5, you could consider building something like this. And this is sort of like a mid-tower sort of size, maybe a little bit smaller than mid-tower, but you can go smaller as well. You've got small form factor if you want to have something that you can put in your entertainment center. You can build small PCs too, and those can be used as consoles and as media centers. If you put a Blu-ray drive in it, and you can watch movies from it, you can play back media, you can play music, stream, do whatever you need to do. And I know consoles can do most of that now too, but there's just something magical about a computer at the end of the day. So yeah, I think this is a good computer. I think it's gonna crush the benchmarks. So I'm gonna split this video into two because this one is running kind of long already. So the next video is going to be the actual benchmarking. So I'm going to throw a monitor here and we'll do some HD benchmarking because that's what I believe this should be used for with its 1070 Ti. One thing holding back this PC a little bit will be that quad-core CPU, but you know it's a decent quad-core CPU, so it might be a little bit of a bottleneck, but nothing too much. And then yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. I think the PC came out well. Let me know what you think. Would you have done something differently? What would you have done differently? What do you think about the pricing? Is this the sort of PC that you would like to have, that you would like to build yourself? I really like having a remote for fans. It just makes it fun to play with. So yeah, let me know what you thought of the video. Leave me a comment and yeah, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Hopefully I'll see you in the future, and thanks for watching. Cheers.